Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Spooked Coast to Coast.
Joey's frozen.
Joey's frozen. Joey's frozen.
Hello?
Welcome everyone back. I know we had the week off last week. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend last weekend and this one too, man. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend and we get a close up of Joey's finger.
It doesn't feel like we were off last week. I don't know. For some reason, it feels like that happened 2 weeks ago for some reason.
It was a giant blur.
Yes, it was a blur.
Well, while I tell you a tiny little bit about what we did last weekend, I would be a bad, I guess, co-host if I didn't introduce our other co-host. So yes. Joy and Joey, 𝗹𝗶𝘀𝗀𝘀.
Yo.
Joy, if you can, because we saw it backstage and we kind of liked it. It seemed a little Harry Potter-ish, Jenny was saying. Can you move so the good folks in the audience can see your new background? Pretty sick.
I like it. Hey, Chidi.
And of course, as always, we haven't changed our names, even though we were gone last week. I still remain Mondo, and this is the lovely Jen of 𝗹𝗶𝘀𝗀𝘀 Paranormal.
What's up?
So last weekend,
you know what? I'm looking at like different things in Stream. It seems like StreamYard has updated because there's like stuff here I'm not even. Okay, go ahead.
Don't mind us, guys. We're catching up. So last weekend, we had the honor of being able to sit in for. Well, maybe I'll let you tell.
You say you started.
Okay.
Well, not my stuff.
We sat in on a presentation and pretty much we got to see a psychic pretty much read a room full of people.
It was a psychic gallery reading.
And I was very impressed because this gentleman, 𝗹𝗶𝘀𝗀𝘀, if you guys are into looking him up, he did a room full of people, what you would say like 40, 45 people, right?
He did 48 people because I counted.
48 people.
Wow.
And it's not your like cold reading or anything like that. He was very precise.
Yeah, it was very cool to see.
Every single person. And the one thought that I was thinking, like, as the room was filling up, I'm like, damn, he's going to really do like all these people. Like, isn't that exhausting? I mean, it has to be so experienced that it's like second nature to him at that point, you know?
Yeah, he's been doing it for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
You can tell he's very fit and like he takes care of himself and he had his bottle of water with him because that is
he was drinking the finest of waters.
Bottled.
What's that like super bougie brand?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it from like Hawaii? No.
Fiji water. Fiji water.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I knew it was islandy. Yeah.
But people, when they do readings, you get like thirsty, or some people they get like really hungry afterwards. So who knows? You probably had like a big ass meal after. But yeah, he was impressive.
Yeah,
I gotta say,
to say the very least.
That was very cool.
But yeah, it was awesome.
And he had repeats in there. He had a little fan base, and I was like, oh, this is very fun to see. So it was neat. Hopefully, we talked to him and he seems very nice. He might be one of our guests.
He may be a feature. So not only did we sit in, but we also were doing some Spook Coast to Coast work out there. See if we can get good old 𝗹𝗶𝘀𝗀𝘀 onto the show. But that's for another day. What about tonight's guest, babe?
Yes. So tonight we're gonna welcome in Timothy Wayne Williams. He is from Indianapolis, Indiana, and he was a photographer, a musician before he became an artist. And I kind of remember, I was trying to remember how did I come across Timothy back in the day. We've been Facebook friends for like a few years already. I want to say even probably before COVID. So it's been a while. And I think it was from the Confessionals podcast, one of their Facebook pages. So if you ever heard of that podcast, which is a very good podcast, check it out. That's with Tony Merkel. And he does, and some of his painting, he does hidden Bigfoot. So there's a whole like cryptid thing with the Confessionals podcast. And so, well, what was I going to say here? So he does beautiful landscape portraits with some hidden gems in them, like so little Easter eggs, which I like, and I think it's cool because I haven't seen anybody really do anything like that, and I thought it was always neat. And hey, why not have him on the show? See and what his experiences are, and he does have some supernatural experiences, so I would love to hear them. So everybody, welcome Timothy.
Timothy, welcome.
Hey, Tim.
Oh,
Muted.
oh, you're on mute on your end.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Oh, there. Is that better?
Welcome, Timothy, to the show.
Thanks,
you
guys.
for
Sorry
being
about
on with us.
No, you're good. You're good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm real good. Yeah, I'm hanging out here in Indianapolis. It was finally a nice day out today.
Oh, good. I cannot say that word to save my life. So
Indianapolis.
Don't worry. Just say Indy if you have to say it. Indy.
Indy, Illinois.
Indy. That's fine.
No, Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
Not Indiana. No.
Indiana. I don't even know. Wrong.
No,
Please.
no,
Please,
no.
somebody else.
Two different places,
Or
right?
don't even mention it. That's fine.
Indy.
Just wait. Did I say in Indiana?
You said Illinois, which is like a different state altogether.
I did originally.
Yeah, I mean, we're close.
Yes,
We're
I mean,
almost-
yeah.
it's almost the same
And the,
state.
and the part of it is, I have it right here. All right.
Stick to the script. Man. Stick to the script.
No problem.
Yeah. Anyway, so you went from photography to musician to being a painter. So were you like a wedding photographer at the beginning?
No, actually, I actually should probably take photographer off my bio
Your
because
resume?
I was actually a photographer briefly. I was a musician actually for most of my time.
Okay.
And so I was a heavy metal drummer, believe it or not.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
That's so.
I got really close to making it. I mean, from 6th grade on, that's all I concentrated on was trying to make it. And I got really close. I tell people you'd be really surprised, but it didn't work out.
Aw.
So this was my fallback, painting. I was all like, I should try painting. I always thought it was cool. And my mother-in-law overheard me one day, and then that Christmas she bought me a paint set. So that's how I got started.
Nice.
Wow.
What how was being a musician and that, like, I know you said you almost made it was stressful, like
Oh, it was horrible. Yeah.
It's horrible.
Oh yeah. It brought up every insecurity I ever had. And I was a way better songwriter than I was a drummer. And I realized that right off. I was all like, I was playing with some people who were sort of famous, and I realized right away, it's like, oh, if these guys go make another album, there's no way they'll take me because I'm not that good,
Mm-hmm.
But I still think I'm a good songwriter, but that's about it.
Have you tried still doing like writing for people? Like, how people have ghostwriting and stuff?
No, not really. I'm just so busy with the painting right now and all that's what my focus is on.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. That's cool. Do you still practice drumming by any chance?
I have a set, and then I got horrible carpal tunnel from painting all the time. So I actually haven't played on it in probably 6 months. But yeah, every now and then I'll get on it.
Oh, that's not that bad. I thought you were gonna say like years.
Oh, no.
Is that something you're painting behind you?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Nice.
behind me, these are all, this is my drying room. So this is a lot of stuff I've done in the past few weeks. It's
Oh,
dry.
wow.
Oil paints take forever to dry. I add a medium to the paint to speed up the drying, but it still takes some time.
From what I can see, they look pretty cool. They look awesome.
Well, thanks.
Oh no, we're gonna show some for sure. Just
Yeah.
so kind of want to see. I don't know how well it's gonna work on the screen, but there's some that I've picked that has like the hidden Bigfoot. So I want to see if the audience can enjoy.
Horrible. Yeah, I want to see if
And
I can
actually
do
find
that.
them. I thought that would be pretty fun. Yeah. And then
Like, where's Waldo but with Bigfoot?
and you know what?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe that's why I like him so much, because I used to be such a big Where's Waldo. I used to love those books.
It's funny. It's like most people, I tell people it's Where's Waldo, but way cooler.
Yes,
Yeah.
And it's
absolutely.
like most of the people who buy my book and stuff, it's adults. it's very few kids.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I'm like, this is like the adult thing, you know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
nice.
This is what we went from Where's Waldo to
Where's
this type.
Right.
And that would be something like right up my alley because of that, because something I liked as a kid.
Right on.
Hey, Jesse, you changed your name again. I can't keep up with you, sir. What's up with him, Joy? You're gonna have to talk to him.
No,
He's worse than you, Joy.
I-
Friend in the chat. He's always
friends. This is why me and Jesse are friends, because we can't make up our minds.
Oh my gosh. And for painting, did you go to like school for that, or did you self-taught? How did that work?
Yeah, I'm self-taught.
Yeah?
Oh
That's
yeah.
really good. Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
that's pretty good. Yeah.
It's a lot of trial and error, believe me. I tell people I have a closet, what I call my closet of failures. So I have a ton of paintings in there, and sometimes I'll drag them out and like, can I save this one, you know, and see if I can paint over it. But,
So I have a question. Do you like draw it out first and then paint, or do you like just paint?
you know, I used to do that. I used to sketch it out. I actually don't do it anymore. Maybe it's how impatient I am, but yeah, I go straight to paint.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's talent. Yeah, my kids paint. Well, our oldest daughter is starting to paint, but she likes to draw it out first. It comes out really good, though. I can't.
That's a good way to start.
Yeah.
Where you live in Indiana, with the landscapes that I see in the paintings,
Indianapolis.
No, but just in the state overall, like
he draws a lot of inspiration from.
No, I mean, do you get inspired from where you live? Is it like that, like Woodley?
Well, specifically the where I live, where my house is, I have a small woods right next to my yard. I mean, it's very small. I'm literally in the suburbs, but I have a little bit of a woods, and I have a creek that runs along the side of my house. And I've painted that so many times. Yeah, I had a guy one time criticize my trees, and he's like, "Your trees are so unrealistic." And I went and took some pictures of my creek, and I'm like, "Look, it's like this is what I'm painting. These types of trees, you know." I'm like, "This is real, you know. I'm not making this up." You know,
I don't think your trees look unrealistic at all. Like, especially in South Florida, because some of the paintings are like, I call them like swamp type of trees.
Oh,
I don't know what they're called. And yeah, we have them down here, and they look like they're gonna like break on you any second. They're all so like old and
but I paint from all over. Like, yeah, I have some scenes from Florida and stuff that I paint. You know, sometimes I know there's some researchers and stuff who will post pictures of like their hike, looking for Bigfoot and all. And if I see something I like, I might approach them and go, "Hey, can I borrow that picture?" And I want to paint. I rarely paint something exactly like a photo. I love changing things around, and so I'm always like, can I just kind of loosely base it off your picture,
Yeah, it's just an inspiration.
Yeah.
So is it only some paintings that you add Bigfoot?
Yeah, I don't do it all the time. Some people think that I've done like floral arrangements, and people are looking for the Bigfoot. I'm like,
it's in the rope, it's in the bud.
I've had to tell people, I've been like, there's no Bigfoot in this thing right now, so do not look. And then sometimes they don't read what I write, and then they're looking for it, and then they get mad at me.
I think it's that. Yeah, people they just don't read. Period.
No, they do. I read. Yeah.
Before I started hiding Bigfoot and things, I was a regular fine artist. I did all the art show scene and all that, and just adding the Bigfoot was just this weird little thing I did, and it's amazing how much it's changed my life. It's crazy.
Oh. Do you add anything else besides Bigfoot, or is it just Bigfoot solely?
Oh yeah, no, I have all kinds of stuff. I've got Loch Ness Monster. I have, I do Mothman. I do Ghost, lots of Ghost.
Really nice. Alien?
So anything really,
Alien.
So one of my favorite ones that he does is actually the UFO paintings, which I have.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna show some. I love.
Yes, I'm gonna say, yeah.
so
Oh,
great.
thanks.
And for Halloween, I noticed that you always do like kind of like a spooky season. So there's
Yeah.
more phantoms and stuff like that, and
Absolutely.
related. So I picked some of those to check out.
Cool.
But talking about Bigfoot, so do you believe in Bigfoot? Have you seen
Oh,
Bigfoot? Yeah.
You know, oh yeah. I was kind of on the
Yeah, wait,
fence.
yeah, we asked the which question.
I was on the fence about it, but after I started doing this and I started doing events, and meeting people and hearing their stories, it's like they can't all be lying, there's something to it, I don't know what it is, but there's something to it. I really believe that there's some very smart, intelligent people looking into this, and they're saying there is something to this. So, yeah, I believe it.
Is where you? Well, I don't know. Has there ever been anything where you have tried to, like, I don't know, go in where you live? Is there anything known for that or no?
Has there any sightings in the past or anything like that?
There is in southern Indiana.
Okay.
Where my daughter lives in Columbus, Indiana, there's something called the 𝗹𝗶𝗶𝗀𝘀 monster that some people think was a Bigfoot that I think was back in the 70s or something was sighted. But no, there's a whole bunch of people who look for it in southern Indiana, and kind of we do have some thick woods down there. Where I'm at right now in Indianapolis, not so much. But
Well, what did you say that one was called? The what? The
𝗹𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗀 monster.
𝗹𝗶 monster.
I've actually never even heard of that.
Yeah, there was some big race in Columbus, Indiana. I don't even know if they do it anymore, but I want to say that the legend was that in one of the years they had it, some of the runners saw this thing come out of the woods, because the race went through the woods. And several people were claiming they saw this, and then it happened more than 1 year. So
No.
Yeah, I've never heard of it either. You bet.
yeah, it's a real obscure thing.
Cool. You know what? I've never seen a Mothman in one of your paintings.
I have done it.
Yeah, Mothman.
You gotta
You got a big following, so that's
Yeah.
good. That's
You,
good to
you
know.
gotta incorporate one of these in the woods. Like,
Oh, just
like
a hand.
Just a,
Just a creepy hand.
Just a creepy hand. Okay.
You know,
I like that.
it's saying, "Hey, from down here!" It's in the trees or something.
that.
Jen is the one that got me on these, by the way. I love this freaking thing.
Yeah, because sometimes I go here and I do a little golf.
Yeah.
Right on. I like it.
Let's become this whole thing.
Do you
Oh,
hey,
jeez.
Tim, do you think going with Bigfoot, do you think he's an alien or some type of other entity?
Yeah.
Boy, I don't know. It could be anything. I would say if you put me on the spot, I'm leaning towards something interdimensional.
dimensional.
Okay.
Yeah. People always say, hey, they don't find bones or anything like that. And I don't know. I think it's something that can come and go at will. I think that's why we don't have a body or a bone. The thing that skeptics always say is well, we also haven't found, bear bones, out in the woods. It's yeah, you have. People have. It's kind of crazy to say that. Of course they have found dead bear, in the woods. It's not that crazy. But
You had someone say hi to you. Man, I lost a comment. Oh, see, good one.
My brother-in-law. Hey.
Hey. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
You know what? Let me see if I can pull some of these paintings up. So
Yes, I want to see them. I was just going to ask you, can we just do it now?
Yes, I'm gonna do it now. If I can figure it out.
Let's see. Before we have to get off, I want to see if Joey can find them.
Here we go.
Some of them are real hard and some of them are real easy. I do a wide range.
Can you?
Okay.
Let me see.
My
Is
business
it
pass, I probably won't find it.
on the screen? Let me see. How do I get?
Add it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm
We
the worst.
always forget how to do it. We're like, oh, you did this again.
Every time, girl.
Oh my god. Okay, let me see.
I haven't seen this one in a while.
I'm gonna blow up the screen.
I'm gonna have to get my glasses on, see if I remember.
I wish I could do the whole screen.
Oh, I see one.
Oh no, yes, I see it.
Hold on, wait. Oh, let me see.
Sometimes there's more than
This
one.
one, I like this painting too. The color in this painting is like really nice.
Wait,
I'm
one?
so bad. I can't. I'm
Yes.
so bad at this.
You don't see anything? I hate
No, this is probably why I miss a lot of shit in my video because I don't see anything.
Well, I'm gonna very beautiful and majestic.
And
Yes.
that kind of looks like something.
No, it's not. It's only one. Don't be. Listen. You know what's funny when you were saying that the
Oh,
people
I see it. I see it.
Right.
I'm so proud of myself.
right here.
Yep.
Yes, correct.
No, I see two.
There
It's
could be.
the
Wait, I don't even see what. Okay, are you seeing Bigfoot? Where, Jen? What do you see yours?
it's. Can you see my mouse? It's right here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't even see Bigfoot.
I'm not sure that's it.
Yes,
No,
it is.
I think
No,
it-
he's down at the bottom. At the
See
bottom.
the two big trees on that
Yeah,
same side.
down at the bottom.
At the bottom, right next to the second tree in.
right here.
No,
No.
on the left more.
Left more.
2 trees over.
No, the other way.
This way?
Yeah.
Yeah, right here. You see the face?
No, go to your left.
There's
Left?
two
Oh,
cursors.
left.
They see two cursors.
no,
That's
left.
what it is.
Oh, that's so weird.
Right there.
There, right
My
there.
cursor, for some reason, yeah, I
Cursor's
was
on it.
pointing the
Wait, is
correct.
that my cursor? No,
Right
that's
there.
not my cursor.
Or
Yeah, that's weird.
somebody's.
But here, this is where it's at, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. I see the face.
Yeah. My
I
don't know
always
why-
miss this shit.
Oh,
I'm
my cursor has a cursor, so I was pointing it in my cursor correctly, and then
Oh.
I was saying something else.
Okay, that's weird.
It's literally like Inception over here.
That's paranormal.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! So yeah, so
Freaking
yeah,
found
this
it.
is super
Okay,
nice. I
let
love
me go
this
back.
one. So hold on, let me close this one out. How am I gonna close this out?
Sure.
Stop sharing. Yeah, I was gonna go to the next. I'm in full screen. Let me go to the next one. Let me go to the next one. Share screen.
All right.
This one's one of your Halloweens.
All right, let me go back to full screen because I gotta see it. Let's see.
Yeah, do full screen.
What we're looking for, right? Bigfoot.
No, so this one is one of his like the
Ooh.
spooky season,
Oh, okay. I see 2
Right.
ghosts.
but there is 2 entities, right?
Yeah, I do see them. Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually painted for a friend of mine, Eric Mintel. He's a researcher of like all things paranormal, and he does videos and stuff. And occasionally I paint still shots that he uses for like kind of fade in, fade out, kind of cut shots, and that's what this was for. Most of this was what he told me to put in it.
3.
But there's some like almost like shadow people in it, and then
Yeah,
there's
yeah. So
And then I see
then
the skull.
he's got like a skull hanging out, which was not my idea. I don't normally do that, but
I thought that was pretty cool,
I
actually.
think so too. It's like a train.
everyone did. It sold right away. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe anybody wanted it, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Train operator.
Yeah, and then you know what? We frequent this
Train station,
train
right?
museum, and we were just there a week ago that we as a team hosted an event there, and they would love this one.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's
It
really nice. That's
is
really nice.
good. Yes.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I mean, that's especially if you guys were drinking and trying to find that. I think that would be pretty cool.
For real.
You know, down at the bottom where the
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's a cave. It kind of looks like a ghost going like
Right?
a shadow figure, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just
Was that on purpose or is that just?
I don't remember.
It's like
I'm sitting here going, oh man, they're pulling out some old ones here.
Oh, yeah.
I remember these.
I went down.
and then underneath the bridge it looked like Ghostface. You know the ones, the little cartoon ones.
Yeah.
Well, I don't usually do something really abstract. Because some people are like, oh, I saw that Bigfoot in the clouds that you did. It's like, no. I don't try to trick you like that. You know, I try to make it like if you were really in the woods and you really came upon something, you know, I want it to be, you know, like that. I don't want to do something really abstract.
So this one, there is nothing. But it's very pretty. I love this one.
No, I think there is.
Me too.
Oh yeah, no, there is one. Never mind. I already see it.
Wait, let me blow up again. I didn't blow up.
I did. I there's another one. There isn't.
There's
it
a
looks like
pie.
That one's in my book, I believe.
Oh, this one's
the colors are just beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks
I
really.
love doing fires, campfires. I have a bunch behind me right now that I've done that I love.
Wow.
Have you seen it?
Can you see my mouse?
No.
No.
Okay, good, because I'm over here zooming it around. Okay. Okay.
I love this one.
I like this one too. This one's really pretty. Okay, so there's something in this one too. You said, right?
Yeah. You want me to show you?
Yeah.
Right here.
Wait,
See
where's
the
your
face?
mouse?
It's a face.
And if I were to see that in the woods for real in a campfire, I would poop my pants. People.
Wait, I don't even
Okay.
see your mouse. Where's your mouse?
You're
Right
not
here.
alone.
Oh, you see
Oh,
it? You
Oh.
don't see.
Oh wait, I don't see your cursor.
You know what? Maybe because I'm like on 1,000 screen.
Oh,
You know
you
where it
gotta
is?
stop sharing that one.
Where?
Okay, no, yeah, you're good.
Can you see my mouse? Right here.
No.
Okay. All right, so the second tree, look in between the second tree
Starting from the left.
from the very
Yeah.
left and
Ah,
going to
okay.
the
I
third
see
tree
Yeah, I see it.
in the branches.
The skull,
Yeah,
right?
right
Yeah, the skeleton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
I'm like, let's find it together. Totally don't remember. I do so
It's pretty
many.
cool. That is really nice.
Yeah,
That
that
is
is,
really nice.
Thank
yeah, this is my favorite so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Remove from studio. Let me see. So
Just real
here's-
quick, I gotta take off.
Go ahead.
Nice to meet you. Your art is awesome.
I appreciate that, Joey. Thank you.
It's really, really, really nice.
Yeah,
Appreciate
really
that.
nice.
And I like that you add the effect of trying to find things in it. So it's almost like you can make it a game.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it is really nice. All right, Mando, Jen. All right, babe. Love you. Bye.
Love you.
See you
Bye.
next week.
Bye.
Bye. Be careful.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right.
All right.
What is this? Okay.
All right, let me go. So this one is you don't gotta find anything. It's very obvious. It's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Sick.
What dinosaur was that called? That was called what? What is
Nessie.
that?
Plesiosaur.
Oh, plesiosaur.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was the Loch Ness monster. But
Well, some people think the Loch Ness monster was a plesiosaur. So
true.
Very
nice.
it's funny. I painted that, and it was just a seascape. You know, I didn't put anything in it, and nobody bought it. And I was like, "Why is nobody buying this?" And then I decided, you know what? I had a show coming up. You know, a paranormal event I was going to do. And so, you know, I need to make it paranormal. So I threw the Loch Ness monster in there, and it sold like within an hour. So
That's wow.
Oh, there you go.
That's awesome.
See, that's what you gotta do. That you figured out the
key.
thing. Especially, do you go to like any like what would you call that? Like conventions and stuff like that by any
Yeah.
chance?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure people actually would really like this.
So how I mean, like, how long does it take you to do stuff like this? Does it depend on the painting?
Yeah, it depends on the size and just like how much detail I want to put into it, you know?
Yeah.
And some paintings just are tricky and they take longer. But I mean, I can do a small painting in a
Oh,
day.
that's gorgeous. Look at this one. Oh my goodness.
I can do something like that. That's probably 16 by 20. That's probably a couple days, you know, depending. But I paint a lot. I mean, from the moment I wake up till, you know, right before I go to bed, sometimes I'm painting. So
you could almost make this one to like a Friday the 13th type of thing.
Oh, Dad, that would be dope.
What's that?
Mama said you can make it Friday the 13th.
Put an Jason in there.
It's very camp.
Yeah. I
Oh,
like
yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
Crystal
great.
Lake.
Yeah,
Love the UFO in the background. Yeah,
I
this
love
is
that.
gorgeous.
Let's see. I'm trying to find one that. See this one. So they're not all. Maybe some people think they're all like more like gloomy, but they're
Yeah.
not. So I'm
No.
gonna show you one that's not.
Oh, this one's nice.
Oh, this is gorgeous too. I love the gardeny.
And there's a. When I saw this one, we have one of our guests that her name is Shannon, but she goes by Fairy. I forget right now. Fairy Incognito or something like that. And
Yes.
so I was gonna ask you about that. Do you ever do like any fae or fairy ones? Because she really
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, the one I just finished today, I was debating on. I didn't put anything in it, but I may end up going back and putting a fairy in it. I think it would be good. It's like a garden outside a castle, and I think a fairy might be perfect for that.
yeah.
Nice.
Wait, there was a Bigfoot in that one, right?
Yeah, there was. Did you see
I
it?
only seen it as you zoomed out of it.
I do have to say this. You're showing a lot of old ones that I actually don't think are super great. I've actually gotten better since those. So,
No,
I thought those were great.
Imagine.
Yeah. Imagine what they look like now. We got to see some new ones.
Exactly.
I think they're sick. I think all of them have been
Yeah,
good.
they're gorgeous. Way better than I could do. I could barely draw a stick figure, let alone paint.
I love these.
anytime someone says like, oh, I can't.
This is
do
one of my
anything.
favorites right here.
Oh yeah, that's got a Thunderbird. in it.
This one, it doesn't have anything, but I love this scenery. This is like beautiful to me.
Yes. The teepee on the side with campfire, gorgeous.
The colors are
Yeah.
amazing on this one.
It almost looks like a ghost in the rocks over there on the one on the right. Yeah, I'm gonna be looking. I'm gonna be pointing out every freaking
That's
thing.
what I was gonna say. When you were talking about the rose, so like in the paranormal community, you have pareidolia where people like
Yeah.
and everything. That's like the same thing that you were
Does
talking
it look
about.
like it though? Does it look like
Yeah,
a guy in a
my
robe?
paintings
Ghost in a
are
robe?
90% pareidolia.
Maybe you're subconsciously painting and you don't realize you're doing it.
Well,
But
I have had people point out Bigfoot in a painting, and I've been like, okay, I put 2 Bigfoot in there, and they're like, well, no, you put 3. And I'm like, no, and then they'll circle them. And
Yeah.
then there's been a couple times where I've been like, holy crap, that does look like I meant to do that.
It's like you just like you don't realize you're doing it. You just
Yeah,
doing
it's really weird.
That's
yeah.
funny.
What
Cool.
for that one? It kind of seemed like a native time period. Like I don't know. That was the impression I got. Like way before life as how we know it now. It kind of gave me that impression. I
think I showed that.
enjoyed that one.
I showed this one right.
Mhm.
Oh, that one's pretty.
I'm here like, wait, did I show that one already? All right, hold on. I'm looking for. What am I looking for?
Something to show the good old folks out there.
Was that last one newer? One of your newer ones or no?
No, that's a couple years old.
No, yeah, I went down his timeline to like my faves. I think this was very nice actually. I personally have not. I don't know, maybe because I'm not in the painting community, but I haven't seen anybody really paint.
Wow. Look at
Like
these
the
colors.
aurora, yeah. So I thought this was neat, and there is something on this one.
It almost reminds me of the thermal.
Pink
Thermal.
aurora.
I have one. I don't know what the frick it's called.
Aurora, you know how to say it.
Aurora Borealis.
Thank you.
Earring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was seen in a lot of places in the Midwest. It isn't normally seen. Was it last year? I think it was last year. And so I kept seeing everybody posting paintings of it. And of course, I didn't see it. Apparently, there was some places in Indiana that you might have been able to see it, but I didn't see it. So I was kind of bummed. But everyone was posting pictures like this, and I was really digging them. So I wanted to do something like that.
Yeah, I like this one. And so if you're looking from the right hand, the right side going to the left, that little third tree, you have
There's a friend there.
there's a little guy there. You see him?
I almost
Outline.
missed him. Yeah, I almost missed him.
That was neat. I like that one.
Yeah.
What? Wow. Let me show you some of the UFO ones because those are my favorite. Find it on here when I mixed everything up.
Ooh, that's a castle one.
The castle one? What, this one?
Yeah.
Armando wants me to show the castle.
Wait.
I love castles.
Me too.
Oh.
So this was another one that was very like to me. And then Shannon came to mind when I saw this one also.
Pause.
Yeah.
Give him the golf clap. He deserves the golf clap for this.
Look at all the detailing,
This
just
is
the detailing alone, and the rocks and the.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like how the ghost came out of that.
Yeah,
It really looks like it's glowing, and I was happy with how that came out.
yeah, that
Yeah.
one's really pretty.
Jinx,
That is
Joy.
so
And you made the
cool.
water. What I appreciate about this one is you made the water look like it normally does, not all pretty blue.
Yeah.
You know, you made it look like this is what it looks like in real life in most places.
Yeah.
Jinx,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Definitely. Let me see if I can.
It's gorgeous. I love castles.
Me too.
I'm gonna investigate one.
You know, I have someone like one of those.
Oh, that one's awesome too. Yeah, sure. I think.
Did that come up? Oh no, it's still there. Okay, good. I'm trying to find this one. Oh, it's not. Oh my god.
I
This
got
one's
paranoia again. I see ghost on the left side.
how do I get out of here? I'm on full screen and I can't get out.
Oh,
I'm on full screen. I
stuck?
can't get out. Okay, here we go. I full screen myself somehow.
that's gorgeous.
Where is the one that I want to show you guys? How can I show this one? This one's really pretty.
A prison.
Nope. So your screen window. It's gonna do like this. Yes.
Yeah.
Can y'all see that? No.
Mm-mm.
I have to add it.
Yeah. Now you got it. Okay.
Mm.
That one's pretty.
Oh, that one's gorgeous too. Yeah. And that one's a long one. Oh,
Yeah, I like these that are like this.
yeah. What is that? Landscape, right?
Yeah.
Landscape.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of those here lately. I love that.
I like those.
I like the way that it makes the the light looks like it's actually lit up, like how you made it glow almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's really cool. Yeah,
Yeah, I take pride in that.
and you see the
that must be difficult to paint because it's so many different variations of like dark colors going into light. Man, you can definitely appreciate
There's another one
the
that's
hard work that you did there.
A lot of trial and error, I tell you.
there's another one that's full screen like that too. That I think is really pretty.
Is it easy to fix if you mess it up? Depending.
Yeah,
It's really pretty.
yeah. Oil paints are pretty forgiving. You can wait for it to dry a bit and paint over it. You could scrape it off, and paint over it.
Oh,
While
nice.
it's still wet. So I mean, there's it. I tell people the brave painters are the watercolor artists. We have to have that stuff planned out, kind of.
And it doesn't stain. It doesn't stain the canvas.
What
The oil paint.
No.
Oh,
I mean it'll dry and you can paint right over it. Oils are meant. They're
You did that one.
they're cool for being layered. You can put layer on top of layer,
Okay.
which is great. That's why they're always finding all these paintings underneath like masterpieces. Like they'll X-ray
Yeah.
and be like, oh, this was supposed to be a different kind of painting, and they
Yeah.
change it.
Right.
So
These
yeah,
are great.
that happens a lot.
I just realized why I couldn't find the other ones that I wanted to show you. It's because it was a whole other window.
Oh,
Girlfriend, get it together. All right. Crazy. Can you see that?
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Can you make
You
it
can see
bigger?
that?
Yeah. Can you make it bigger?
Yeah.
There we go.
yes. Yeah, it's on there.
Oh, I love it with they're sucking up Bigfoot.
Yeah,
Yes.
my friend
This one is
Justin,
so nice.
my friend Justin from I don't know if you know the Cryptids of the Corn podcast, but he bought that.
All right.
It's very nice.
How big are they? How big?
It depends. I mean, I do some as small as 8 by 10 up to I mostly do like 16 by 20s now.
Okay, so a big one, big enough to fit on the wall and
Oh yeah, yeah.
make a showcase out of it, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Oh,
But I can do almost anything. I do a lot of commissions that are much bigger. I've got people who are like, I need something huge behind my couch. You know.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
wait, I'm trying to see if y'all can see this one or not. No. How come?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can. Okay.
Yeah.
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 That one's
Yeah.
cool.
That one's
So
cool.
That one, like it came out of the water.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and the USO.
Is it that? Did they come out of the water in Florida?
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you remember the alien thing that was happening in Florida?
Yeah.
They're
Sorry.
supposed to be all over.
Sorry,
Like,
Floridians.
Well, to me, I think they do come out of the water. I think they
oh,
are.
yeah.
Yeah, I was watching videos on that.
Absolutely.
They were saying that the UFOs. You guys have UFOs over there in your waters.
Oh no, y'all have them over there in California too. So this
Yeah,
one is one of my
Our water's
favorite
too nasty. They want the
love
Florida water.
This one looks so dark, but like it is.
Oh,
It reminds me of a movie scene, and I absolutely love this one.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy how that one came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see an animal at the top left or type right. You see it? Up at the top, very top of the cloud. Is that waves or clouds? Right there. You just passed
Right
it.
here?
That's clouds.
Left a little bit. Right
Like
there.
this thing?
Nope, you just right there. Yep. Go back to the right. Right there. To the right. You see the little snout like a pig? I'm telling you, how do you pronounce that? Pareidolia?
Oh yeah. No,
It is right on full time right now.
it's a rock. We have this one is one of the Halloween night ones.
I love that. I love the ghost in the window.
Yeah, that is spooky.
That's cool.
These would be neat, like to like switch up your house and just have like like a themed season. Yeah,
Absolutely. And people do that.
Yeah.
I have some collectors who do that.
Heck yeah.
They're like, oh, it's time to break out all your Halloween paintings and put them up.
Yeah, I love that.
That's always cool.
This is another
Wow.
This one.
Yeah, that's a real simple painting. You know, it's only a few shades. You know, it's like black and gray and white, and then just a hint of yellow. And it's really effective, though. I like how it comes out. It's very moody, you know.
Yeah,
I love that you put the detail in the water where it reflects off the water like it's real. That's
I like
so cool.
like he's going home because he partied too much. That's what it reminds me of.
He doesn't look like he's leaning a bit.
Yeah, he's like, I drank too much. That was neat. This one's very nice.
I like that one too. Yeah.
I like the campy stuff. Yeah, I see my my trend is the campy stuff, but I just love the UFO ones. And I think the last one I got going on here is this one.
Oh wow.
Aww.
Why? My mouse is just doing all types of crazy stuff. Sorry.
I love lanterns. I'm totally into them.
Yeah. I know.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
I like that you have it. I think definitely do that more.
I like how the pumpkin's smiling.
Yeah, right. Is he? Yeah, they always have a little smile to them. This one too. I like this pumpkin.
Yeah.
I appreciate that ghost. I like the ghosts.
The other set of pictures. There was
Which
one I
one?
wanted to see.
Which one? You gotta tell me though.
No, none of those. It was this one.
Oh, this one. Okay, hold on. I'm on the wants me to. There was one here that I didn't put.
This one. Oh man, this one is so nice.
I wonder if I can make this bigger. How can I make this bigger? I don't know. Can y'all see that?
Yeah, let me make it bigger. Hold on.
I love the moon on here.
Oh,
That's actually how our moon was.
this is
Oh, I love this one too. Oh my gosh. The castle, the ghosts, the pumpkins, the forest.
If you look real close, I've had some people go, "Oh, is that a mummy?" It's like, no. If you look real close, it's armor. The ghost.
I was gonna say it's a knight.
Yeah. I thought it was a ghost. Yeah, you're right.
But there is a ghost.
It's a ghost.
Right
It's
here.
a ghost of
army.
it's a
There
ghost.
is a ghost. Yeah, there is a ghost.
There's
Right.
one there,
I
and then there's
love that.
the one walking down the trail, the really obvious one.
I
Mhm.
love
That's
that.
a night.
This one, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't decide. I thought the castle one was my favorite, but this one might be it too.
Oh yeah,
I
Mondo
like
like,
them all.
he was
I
like,
really
he
do.
saw it really tiny. He was like, put that one.
That one.
Yeah, these are really neat. That's cool. As far as for UFOs, have you ever experienced, like, have you seen any UFOs yourself? I know a lot of
Actually,
people
you
have
know,
seen them.
not long ago, just a couple years ago, I had something weird happen. You know, I guess it was a UFO. I was driving to my mom's, and it was kind of dusk, I believe, and I saw it was a farmhouse. They live kind of in a fairly remote kind of city. Anyhow, I was going down this, and it's mostly just cornfields and stuff, and I saw this farmhouse, and there was a like one of those big poles like that holds power lines and stuff, you know, and maybe even like telephone pole type things. And I noticed there was a light on it, and I was like, wow, that light's kind of bright, but I didn't think too much about it. As I kept getting closer and closer, I'm like, I could almost not see it because it was so bright. And as soon as I drove by it, I looked back and I was like, wait a minute, there's something hovering like right above that light that doesn't look quite right. And it was one of those things. It's like I passed by it before my mind could even register like what it was. It was something very silver and angular, and you know, I couldn't quite pinpoint it. Then I think it was the next day, because I know it was during the day. I was like, well, you know, I'm going to go buy it, you know, in the daylight, and I'll be able to see what was making that you know, that really bright light. And I drove by there the next day, and there's nothing there. So I don't know what it was. So there was something. Now I'm kicking myself that I didn't stop and, you know, get out. But it was one of those things. It's like, well, there's obviously got to be an explanation for it. You know, I'm sure I'll see it, you know, in the daylight. And no, it's not there. So I don't know. I've talked to people about it, and some people have said they thought maybe it was maybe a UFO somehow getting power from like a transformer in the area. I don't know. And then and they were using the light, this really bright light, as kind of like cover, you know, made it so bright you could almost not look at it, you know.
Wow.
Well, they do say that they go on top of certain places, like, you know, bases and stuff like that, and not only to, like, I guess keep track, but also to maybe absorb some type of power. So
yeah, maybe,
you know,
maybe.
Would you think? So talking about UFOs real quick, did you think they come from underwater or space or both, or what are your thoughts on that?
I think, you know, I think they come from outer space, but I do think that they travel a lot underwater. I think that there's underwater bases. I think, matter of fact, there's a couple places, I can't remember exactly where. There's a couple places in Florida that are like hot spots that people see coming out of the water all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't think they're exclusively, you know, from underwater. I think they're from another world, and they're just kind of hiding out there.
It'll be it's supposed to be, it's on the east coast of Florida where it's a big hot spot for them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't live close enough to the ocean for that, but
Oh, really?
no, girl, the South Beach, Miami is known for South Beach. I can't stand South Beach. It's so ghetto, and you don't come here for that beach. Trust me, that's not the beach to go to. Yeah, unless you want, like, I'm gonna tell you an example of South Beach. I went because so as a child, my mom used to love to go to the beach. I used to go to the beach a lot. I've been in the water and had like a bag with a fucking diaper and like turd float like right by me, and I'm like,
ew, really?
South Beach, okay, people. I'm sorry, it's an illusion.
You know what it is? It's the tourist trap. But the locals don't go there.
Yeah, that's like here.
No,
beach out here. Venice. Yeah, Venice Beach. Don't go there either. It's ghetto. Ghetto.
I mean,
if you go, you can go, but just go during the day and watch your back.
well, that's different during the day. But yeah, we go
Yeah.
to like far away. The locals go to like North Hollywood Beach, anything up north, Naples. I mean, completely West Coast.
Yeah.
And Key West, they got their areas. It's not like South Beach.
No. Yeah. Avoid that place. Especially on Memorial Day. For some reason, there's always big fights and people getting shot.
Well, no, it's every like holiday.
Yeah.
But I think it's calmed down a little bit. What I was gonna say was so yeah, I asked you about the Fae, which I thought was cool. I would like to see more of those. So have you had any paranormal experiences growing up, or?
Yeah, I've had a couple that I think are kind of interesting. I had one that I think is kind of a demonic encounter.
Okay.
And I've told this a million times. I hope some people watching this aren't like sick of hearing the story. But
I haven't heard it.
So okay, yeah. So back when I was in high school, I had a hard rock band we were playing around, just a small little band, and we had saved up our money and we had decided we were going to do this like showcase show. We were going to, we rented all this gear and we rented out this, I don't know what you would call it. It wasn't really a club. It was more like just a big building, kind of like a pole barn, if you know what those are. It was just a big rectangle building that basically only had 2 garage doors and like one main door you go in and out. And that was all there was to it. It was made for this type of thing. There was like a stage there and bands could rent it out and, use it. So anyway, the night before this big gig that we were all excited about, we were setting up our gear and we had finished. And we were all gathered kind of in the middle of the place at the soundboard, getting ready to leave, basically saying goodbye to each other. And all of a sudden, we hear this really loud, cackling laugh. I mean, really creepy laugh. And we look up, and on the stage, on one of our big PA speakers, this guy was sitting there. And he just laughing his ass off. And we were just like baffled, like, who let this guy in? And why is he laughing so hard? So anyway, the guys kind of pushed me forward, go talk to him, find out what he's doing here and get him out of here. We're going to leave.
Right.
So I walk up to the guy and I'm like, hey man, what are you doing? And he stops laughing and he's like, hey, I got something for you. I'm a little worried about what he's got for me, Yeah. And it was so weird. He put his hand behind his back. He had an empty hand, put it behind his back, and suddenly comes out with a stack of Polaroids between his 2 fingers. He could barely hold them all. It was like out of a cartoon, how you like reach behind your bag, suddenly you pull something,
Wait, is this a real human being doing this?
This was a real human being.
Okay.
Yeah. And he pulls out these Polaroids and he starts going through them, and I'm looking at them, and they were like unbelievably pornographic. I mean, ridiculous. It was very hardcore, and I'm like, "Whoa, dude!" I'm like 16. I'm like, not interested. No. And he's like, "Okay, I got other stuff. I can get you whatever you want." I'm like, "Okay, this guy's maybe a drug dealer, And I'm like, "Nah, I'm not down with that." And finally, he looks me in the eyes, real serious, and he says, "I can get you anything. What do you want? What do you need? And I got this really creepy feeling about it. And about that time, one of the guitarists walks up, and of course, I have to pull him away. He's going through the Polaroids, and I'm like, "Dude, come on." We don't.
This one.
So I pull him away. And in the time it took us to walk from the stage to the soundboard, which was not that far, 30 steps, 20 steps, I don't know. we all gathered around the soundboard, and you know how you do that thing, you know, we kind of huddled, and how you do that thing. It's like you want to talk about somebody, but you want to make sure they're not listening. So you kind of look over your shoulder, you know, kind of like, are they listening? And in that time, it took us to huddle real quick. And I looked over my shoulder, the guy was gone. And we're all like looking at each other like, okay, where is this guy? Because we had already shut the garage doors that you load in and out, you know. He would have had to walk by us to go through the main doors. And so I'm like, could that dude be hiding like behind something? So, you know, we looked for a while, like a good while. We're like, he can't just disappear. You know, I mean, I even looked under my drum riser, which is crazy. I don't know how anyone would get under there, but I mean, we looked everywhere, and the guy was gone. And we did not know what to think about that. You know, it was the guy appeared and disappeared, and we never saw him come or go. And he like was offering me something, and people have said it's my crossroads moment.
I was gonna say that, yeah. It's very much like that.
And of the band members, I definitely was the most desperate, and definitely the one that had the least amount of money. And I definitely, I could see, if that was the case, I could see why they came to me, because I definitely was the most desperate out of all of us guys. I wanted to make it so bad, you know. It was everything, you know, in my life was geared towards becoming, you know,
it's hard.
Professional musician.
Yeah, it's really
well,
hard.
I mean, it's good it didn't happen. It really is. Because I think I should have been painting the whole time. You know, I made more money in 1 year of painting than I did the whole time in music, you know, which is crazy. Just crazy. You just don't make much money when you're, you know, trying to, you know, there's places you can go, you know, in LA where you pay to play, you know, hey, man, you pay the club so you can just get on their stage, you know. There's no money, you know, until you know, put out, you know, an album or something.
We had a question, so our friend Chris from the audience was asking where did that happen?
It was in Anderson, Indiana, at a club called, I don't believe it's there anymore. It was called The Burning Candle, I think is what it was called. And yeah, it was in Anderson, Indiana.
Yeah, that is creepy, because so for a lot of people that don't know, they should know, like your crossroad moments. A lot of musicians and artists, I think I mainly heard it from musicians though, that they get somebody come up to them and just offer, like, you know, I guess maybe being, if you're like a rock band, or like, so they're gonna offer like pornography first, or drugs, or like, and just be like, hey, whatever you want, like trying to be very influential. And the next thing you know, maybe it's some type of entity or somebody that works with them and trying to offer something, you know.
And if people
you're selling your soul, but I mean, I don't know if I really believe that you can really do that, but
I don't know. I've talked to some other musicians who who have done some stuff. And none of them have, I wouldn't say, you know, been approached like that, but they've been approached to do some things that definitely were
questionable,
fishy, you know, and really gave them pause. We're like, what is the end game to what they're asking me, you know? So I don't know. And I do want to say, people have asked me what the guy looked like. And the best way I can describe him is he was kind of a short black man, kind of like, if you've ever seen The Shining, the guy who plays the groundskeeper, his name is Scatman Crothers, is his actual like entertainment name or whatever you call it. But I don't remember what his name was in the movie, but he was the groundskeeper who taught the little boy what The Shining was. And that's what he looked like.
Yes, Scatman.
It's spooky.
It was so
Yeah.
weird.
Especially if there's only one way in, one way out. you
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah,
Was there a window? Was
I know
maybe
you're
there
talking
was-
about.
No, you know what? I do not think there was a window at all. No.
Oh, wow. What about
I
an attic?
The doors that you came in and out of were glass, I believe.
Uh-huh.
But no, there was no windows or anything. I think they did that on purpose to keep the sound down and stuff.
What about attic or basement? No, nothing.
No, this was bare bones. There was nothing to it.
That's
Hey,
creepy.
he had asked if you know any history of the club, like famous people playing there. Who knows?
I don't think so. It was mostly for, bands like what I was doing, to rent out and play.
Yeah.
Any of the bigger bands definitely would have rented out somewhere nicer.
Bigger. But I mean, so what better place to offer or something like that to people who are up and coming or like
Yeah,
trying to make it big? Exactly. So to me, it makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
That is
That's
creepy.
crazy. That's creepy.
Yeah.
And
For it
who
to be
knows?
so vivid the way it was.
Well,
Jesus.
I think it was a real person. It's just there was a guy that was supposed to be used to be a I forget what they call it right now. Oh my god, what do they call him? Well, not high priestess, but he used to be like one of the Satanist church, and he would scout musicians.
Mhm.
And when he would do the same thing, he supposedly has changed. So I've listened to a few of his stories, but that's what they do, like scout. As a matter of fact, I remember him saying a story that he actually scouted, believe it or not, in sync back in the day when they were nothing, and they're from Florida.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah. So
Wow. That's wild. I do have a possibly angelic
yes.
story. If we have time, it's
Absolutely.
it's like
Yes,
the polar opposite of what I just told you. This one's weird. It's a weird one because it involves a toilet of all things. I know, right? But,
Joy's face. It's like
so
What?
back when my kids were really the wife and I weren't doing great. I don't think I was getting a lot of hours at the time, and I'm not even sure my wife was working then. But we didn't have a lot of money coming in, and we had started this home project, and I ended up taking the toilet off, thinking, well, this will be real easy to put back on. You just put one on how you took it off. How hard could it be? And so I ended up taking it off, and we had enough money to buy a new toilet, and it would not go on right. It was really weird. I could not figure out what the problem was. I even went to like some of the hardware stores and went to like their plumbing expert guys, and I was describing my problem, and they were just baffled. They were like, I don't know what you're talking about at all. And I even had a buddy of mine whose dad had been a plumber and, owned his own plumbing business. And my buddy had worked with him a lot. So he was practically a plumber. He came over and looked at it and was like, I have no idea. And so this was just baffling everybody. And the family was getting really ticked off at me that, I hadn't got this fixed. And everyone was kind of sick of going in a bucket, and, when it went into it was either the second or third day, I was getting really distraught. I felt like I was letting the family down, and I was embarrassed, it was just really frustrating. And I decided I would go one more time to one more hardware store and just look around, and maybe something would jump out on me, an idea or something. So I was at this hardware store, just sitting there, just pissed, just stewing, so angry and dejected. And then this guy about 10, 15 feet away says, hey, what are you doing? What are you working on? I totally did not want to talk to anybody. I was just like, I just got this plumbing nightmare on my hands. And he's like, no, tell me, what's your problem? And, I kind of looked this guy up and down, and he was a young guy. And he looked like he might have been homeless-ish, maybe some mental diminished something, I was like, okay, this is maybe someone who just wants to be friendly and talk. They're lonely, they want to talk, And normally I'd be all about it, but I was just so lost in my thoughts that I was kind of blowing this guy off. And he kept saying, no, tell me what the problem is. And finally, just to getting like away from me, I was like, all right, I got this toilet, this thing's not going on, and I don't know. It seems like it's just not, these parts aren't matching up. And he just kind of nods and walks just a little ways away. It picks up this thing off the off the rack or whatever, and brings it to me. And he says, you need this. This is exactly how you put it in. And he told me everything. And I'm just standing there staring at this part, dumbfounded, because I'm like, how come I have not seen this part? I've been to so many hardware stores. And I'm like, and he told me exactly how to put it in. And then he walks away. And I'm like, as I'm sitting there staring at the part, my wife walks up. And she's like, who is that? And I'm like, you will not believe this, that guy. And I could still see him out of the corner of my eye. And he's walking down the aisle. And I'm like, I think he just solved my problem. He just came up and solved my problem and walked away. And she said, did you thank him? And I'm like, I think I did, but I'm not sure. So I take off after the guy. And he just turned a corner. Okay.
He's gone.
As soon as I turned that corner, he was gone. And I looked through, a bunch of aisles. I looked in other areas of the store too. And I mean, it was a huge store. I didn't go through everything, but I mean, he couldn't have got far away from me at all. I just saw him turn the corner, and the guy was gone. And sure enough, I took the part home and put it right in. I had the thing working in like 15 minutes. So it's crazy. It's so weird. I know people are like, oh, you're not going to get an angel helping you with, a plumbing problem. But I'm like, well, it was.
Did you say what?
Did
you say what part of the toilet was broken or you needed repair? Did I miss that part, or did you say what piece was it?
It was this. It's where the it's this wax ring. Okay,
so the whole toilet.
They make parts that extend it up, and for some reason when I put this new toilet in, it wasn't reaching the other part. And I am kind of baffled that other plumbers did not know this, but I definitely did not see that part anywhere else in any of the other, because I think if I would have seen it, I would have been like, oh yeah, this might work, but I didn't see it. I was almost looking right at it and didn't see it. So it was so weird.
Yeah, that's wild.
And like how you said, like that people might think that, that's, that sounds crazy. Like that wouldn't happen because of something like that. But the way that you're feeling, saying who's to say that person wasn't guided to you to like help you out, of like an angelic type of.
Oh yeah. I mean, there could have been some other, cosmic reason for it that wasn't even related to the toilet. Maybe it was for my psyche. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was, it was amazing. I don't know what I would have done, if that guy didn't help me in that moment,
And plumbers didn't know the answer?
What's that?
The plumbers, did you contact a plumber?
No. I put it in. We didn't have the money for a plumber. We had spent what money we had on this little remodel like stuff that we were going to do.
Yeah. I think that happened to us. It sounds really familiar about the rack spring not sitting high enough for the thing. I think that happened to us once. Yeah. That's crazy.
No.
Well, I'm glad that he showed up when he did.
No, yeah, for real. And then you being so distraught with, again, like, I think we've all been there, like man, like this happens, and then you don't have the money to afford it, to fix it, and you're just like stressing out, and saying like something divinely coming to help you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
neat. That
So
is
now
really-
we all know there's a piece that goes. That
Yeah, there's
Fix
that
the
weird
situation.
piece. Yeah.
we just did our bathroom, and I'm here like trying to figure out. I'm like, what piece is he talking about? Because I've seen the toilet.
Wait,
like,
you know when you take off the
Right now.
toilet, there's the hole. There's this little.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Wax
There's a
ring.
wax
Yeah.
ring that goes in it. We've replaced several, and I don't do it, but Joey does. But I pay attention. But there's this little wax ring that sits. They keep
Yeah.
the water from seeping out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
They
it was
do wax rings are
something
terrible
extended
to
extended
make
it
it
up.
go. Yeah.
And it's so weird that nobody knew what this part was. I talked to, I bet at least 6 people who were
Wait,
supposedly
is
plumbing
it? So there is wax rings, and there's another thing that you can use besides wax rings. Is that what it is?
No,
Yeah.
no, it is something that extends the wax ring. Now,
Oh.
I'm blanking out whether it had its own wax ring or not. I don't think it did.
Wax ring extender. I'm gonna Google it. Let me see.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, Google it.
We
I
went
don't
from
know if
ghosts
that's
to aliens to paintings
something.
to wax rings and toilets.
Hey,
Wax-
all
I'm
that
going to get you down like the world's worst rabbit hole right now.
No, it's okay. So yeah, when I'm talking to friends, that's what it. Okay. Oh, extra 3. Oh, maybe this is it. Yeah. No.
I think that's pretty neat. Can you say you have like an experience like that? Like Armando, okay, so when he does like house things, like you be stressing out. So like do you find like have you ever had an experience where like something kind of like made something like make sense for you? During our house repairs, because
Yeah.
we've been in house repairs for the past like year.
No,
Is it kind of like that?
It almost like
No, it was different than that.
I tell her it's like I feel
Hey, Limestone.
whenever I get like frustrated or I feel like, hey, I don't know what to do, and like I kind of like talk to myself as if I'm talking to my grandfather, and all of a sudden it's like I know what to do, or I'm completely drained of energy, and somehow like I feel like I just drank a Red Bull or something, and I have like full of energy. So I've had that, and I've even had like a situation like painting the house, which was kind of dumb. I shouldn't have done this, but I was by myself and I was painting, and I guess I passed out from the fumes.
Ooh.
And I ended up having like a vision where I was talking to my grandfather.
Oh, cool.
I saw him just the way
wow.
I always remembered him, and yeah, it was a neat experience. So I think, I think that's kind of like what you're mentioning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like it's being stressed out and something helps you, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only ask for help when I'm trying to find parking spaces. So I'm like, Lord, please help me. I'm gonna be late. Yeah. Have you as far as for like spirits in your house or anything like that, or like in the woods, have you ever had any experiences like that you can say?
No. I'll tell you something. Sometimes I tell this story, sometimes I don't, but it's just something weird. I don't quite know what to make of. But a couple years ago, it was around the time my sister-in-law thought it would be funny, and she made me a wooden Bigfoot, like it's like 7 feet tall or something, and it's like a silhouette, big, made out of plywood and painted and everything. And we put it in the woods, and I think it was that same summer, or maybe a year after. But anyway, every time I would go outside, I would hear what sounded like a wood knock, which is crazy because I tell people like it's crazy because I'm in the suburbs. I do have a woods right next to me. It's got like maybe 3 or 4 deer in it, but it is not like an extensive woods or anything. I mean, it's completely surrounded by homes. It's not, I'm in the suburbs. Just keep that in mind. And when I would go out and I'd hear this, I heard it a few times, and I remember thinking, that's weird. That sounds like a wood knock. But I'm like, well, obviously it's got to be a neighbor doing something, And but once it happened like 12 times in a row when you go outside, you know, to grill out or something, and then you would hear that whack. And it's just like, what in the world is that? And it's like, what is making that sound, and why is it every time just when I come outside? So, like I said, I don't know what to make of that. I just think it's odd. I don't, the odds of that happening. I mean, it happened like almost every time I went outside. I'd even, you know, tell people, I'd be like, come outside with me and just wait. And we wouldn't be out but 5 minutes and we'd hear that, you know. So it is really strange.
So does that sound like what does wood knocking sound like? Because we don't have woods around us. So.
It sounds like somebody taking a baseball bat and smacking a tree. That's all it sounds like.
Oh, okay. Oh, damn, that is loud.
Oh yeah,
we had them on a telephone pole, and they're like. It wasn't very loud though. I don't know if it sounds different on a tree, but it's like a
no, not a woodpecker.
Yeah, not a woodpecker.
Not a woodpecker. What are we?
So wood knocking is what Bigfoot do.
Oh,
like
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wax ring. I'm trying to figure out that damn part you're talking about.
Wax ring.
Lost in a wax ring nightmare.
She went down her own rabbit hole.
Yeah. We're on another rabbit hole.
Joy, I'm about to blow your mind. Ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
Parts of the world where the toilet, when you flush it, it flows the other way.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
What?
No, yeah, it's true.
Joy's like, I'm gonna Google that.
Oh, I just blew her mind.
I'm like, what? Well, I don't even know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
When you flush the toilet in certain parts of the world,
the
water flow goes in reverse instead of going forward.
Huh?
She'll be thinking about that until next week.
Is that a real thing?
Yes, that's a real thing.
I think it is.
Are you messing with me? No, really?
No, he's messing with you, but it's
I
real.
heard it was real.
No, I swear to God.
In Japan, I think.
I think it's like Australia or somewhere.
Australia,
yeah.
So instead of going down, it goes.
It just goes the opposite way.
Clockwise.
Yeah,
for us, for them, it goes counterclockwise.
Ew! So the poop comes up and then what?
Well, I don't know,
man.
We do the same thing.
You're gonna have to find a video and tell me
The poop still goes down. Let's make that clear. It just swirls. It swirls in the opposite direction.
It swirls the opposite direction.
Okay. Now I understand.
I'm not sure if that's a gravitational.
It took me a minute, but I got to know.
Or something.
Wow.
See, people don't really.
I don't really pay attention to how the water flushes. I just close the lid and flush the shit. You know what I mean?
Well, I bet you next time you will. So
yeah, I'm gonna start paying attention. If I ever go to another country, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna make a fucking video out of it and be like, look at this shit.
Literally.
Just in case you didn't know.
I can see Joey tonight is gonna be like, hey, come over here and look at this.
I should ask my neighbor. He goes to Thailand. I wonder if that happens in Thailand.
Who knows? Well,
yeah, it's crazy. I never paid
attention. Soft wrap it up here.
Well, guys, I hope you didn't miss the.
Oh man,
we're right back on track, guys.
We really have to end my episode on this.
You know, when we started this podcast, I was like, let's just hang out and shoot the shit. We literally done that.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Oh man. So everybody, so Timothy,
where can the good folks find you
and your newer paintings, because
yeah,
you're on Facebook.
I'm gonna have to be paying attention now, so when he does stuff.
Also your book, yes, please.
And also my book, yeah. Let me plug everything. So if you want to follow me, the best way is T.W.Williams Fine Arts on Facebook, okay, or Timothy_Wayne_Williams_ on Instagram. And I am on TikTok, but I haven't figured it out yet. So, I'm not even going to give that out until I figure it out. But some people have found me there. But I have a book of my hidden Bigfoot paintings out. It's a coffee table book that it's like it's an expedition from your couch, I call it. And
I like it.
So you start in the spring, and and you go through the different months, and you see how many Bigfoot you see in the picture. Let's hold this up, and then you can write down how many you see.
Mhm.
And then at the very end of the book, I don't leave you hanging. I have pages that have them circled, show you where they were.
That is very neat.
Like Joey was talking about your paintings, but it's in a book form. That's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, but I sell, most of my stuff is selling the paintings directly, but I do have, the book
That's really
out.
cool, though. Yeah.
And it's kind of cool. There's a little bit of a narrative that runs through it. It's not really a hardcore story. It's just kind of like, today you find yourself in this location, and there's been rumors of Bigfoot here, and like, how many do you see today? And it's getting rave reviews. It's got, I think, all 5-star reviews on Amazon.
That sounds really cool, though. It's kind of like interactive. Yeah. Like
my
interactive.
publisher, it's the biggest selling book that my publisher carries too. So,
Nice.
and it's available on Amazon. If you want a signed copy, just get a hold of me through Messenger or something, and I can hook you up there too. So
the links, the Amazon link to the book, and your page is on the description, guys. So everybody check it out.
Yeah.
Timothy, I did have a
nice.
question. So I know your pieces are just like a one-off, but you don't consider like making, I guess, like copies of them just to like sell?
Yeah, I do work with a company called Fine Art America that does do some limited things in print form.
Right.
And that company's wild. You can get shower curtains with one of my paintings on it. It's nuts. But
don't tempt me now, okay?
I bought my mom a shower.
Halloween decorations for the bathroom. Here we go.
I was already like, oh, I'm gonna get my UFO one.
You would have to see what I have. I'm not sure I have UFO stuff on there. I forget, but I only have like 20 pieces on there. I'm not a big print fan. It goes back to my days and doing fine art shows and me seeing people off with prints. I saw people take prints, and then they would put a little bit of paint on them, and then they'd sell them as originals. And I just hated that, and I just always wanted to do originals, So that's,
you can make a second one. Like if you had a piece that somebody wanted, you can duplicate it almost similar.
Yeah, I don't ever duplicate something exactly, but I'll get close sometimes, But I don't want to do it exactly. I want to try to make it better, The problems I had in the first one, and maybe try to fix those a little more. And so, I don't usually try to replicate exact, but I'll get close if somebody wants something. And that's happened a lot. People have been like, I loved that one painting you did. It sold right away. Could you do it again? And I'm like, I'll do something. If you don't like it, you don't have to buy it, but I'll do something and you can take a look at it.
Would you say what the ballpark price range for your paintings?
Well,
not going to vary, I know, but
I am unbelievably cheap. I have stuff as low, I have some 16 by 20s that are under $200. It kind of depends. It right here in this kind of climate, with the economy and everything, my prices kept going down, and I'm selling stuff at like a third or a half of what I used to. And I'm hoping someday I'll be able to bring that back up. But plus, fine art shows, I could charge more, but with the kind of things I do now, I sell more consistently, but the paranormal crowd won't pay those kind of prices, I've found, I'm extremely reasonable and stuff. Ask anybody who owns my stuff. I have a lady in the UK who's bought like probably going on 40 of my paintings.
Wow.
She's the best. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
That's awesome.
Hey, you know what? I may have to talk to Timothy to do a little something for us.
Yeah.
I would love to. Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
just hit me up with your idea. Give me as much detail about it as possible, and yeah, I can give you a quote.
Awesome. Okay, that sounds good. Sounds good to me. I'm ready.
I'm so glad we're not talking about toilets. So
No. See, you pulled it
You don't
right.
want to know what that piece is called.
Reverse flush for you guys.
I want to thank you for coming on and joining us tonight.
Timothy, thank you very much. We definitely appreciate you spending time with us and letting us show your pieces, man. You have a lot of great work.
They are amazing.
I appreciate that. You guys have been great. It's been really fun.
Yeah.
I appreciate
The whole time we're talking, I didn't even realize I was wearing my alien shirt.
Sweet.
She's sweet. You know what? Before I'm gonna end the live, I didn't catch a picture with us. I always take a picture with we always take a picture with all the guests. Just
for
hang on
purposes.
Hang on for 1 second. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Chad.
Yeah, thanks, Cheaty. The Cheaty? Chatty?
Cheaty, yes.
Cheaty
McGreedy. Every time I see a name like that, it's like oh my god, what's the one I always say? Oh, forget about it. It's from a movie. Okay, doesn't matter. Either way. Oh my god, I forget.
I want to thank Michael Hanna. I want to thank Yvette that's been on the chat room today. Your brother-in-law, Goodwin. Goodwin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. Also, he's not here anymore.
Wit. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you.
He really liked your paintings. So
Kev, appreciate you joining me, us brother. We have just a little short announcement. So we have recorded with Where the Weird Ones Are, Kevin, and he is doing a special 200th episode, and to celebrate that milestone, he had us be his guests. So comes out, please tune in, show love to the that have been our guests and that show love, like Timothy. So please show our appreciation. Please go to Timothy and check him out and like and subscribe. Okay. And on that note,
we end.
Everybody have a great, fantastic week. It's been awesome being back with you guys. See you next week.
Thanks, guys.
We're out.
Peace out.